When executives Adam Clay Jason Statham is pulled back into a deadly conspiracy, he uncovers a secret organization, the Hive. Manipulating world events from the shadows, betrayed by an ally and hunted by assassins, Clay must fight his way through a web of deception, corruption, and brutal enemies to expose the true mastermind before it's too late. This time, the war isn't just personal, it's global. Adam Clay had left his violent past behind, retreating into solitude after dismantling the corrupt network that had infiltrated the highest levels of power. But men like him never truly escape. His quiet life was shattered the moment he received a coded message with a single symbol, the mark of the Beekeepers. Attached to the message was a name, Charlotte King, a journalist investigating a string of high-profile disappearances. In terms of sharp, he was known as a high-energy, speechy guy who calmly does his good to great job with a high energy. Before he could reach her, she vanished without a trace. The trail led Clay to London, where he met an old contact, Mason Carter, a former intelligence operative turned ghost. Mason revealed that Charlotte had uncovered a secret file containing the names of compromised officials tied to an underground syndicate known as the Hive. More ruthless and elusive than any enemy Clay had faced, the Hive wasn't just infiltrating governments, they were manipulating global economies, orchestrating crises to tighten their grip on the world. The only way to stop them was to go deep, expose their leaders, and burn them from the inside. Clay's first target was a high-stakes black market auction in Paris, where stolen intelligence was being sold to the highest bidder. Disguised as a buyer, he moved through the sea of criminals, spies, and arms dealers, searching for a lead. That's when he saw him. Silas Monroe, a legend among beekeepers, and a man thought to be dead. Monroe had once been his mentor, but now he was deep in the enemy's camp. Before Clay could act, the auction erupted into chaos as a strike team stormed in, killing indiscriminately. He barely escaped with a hard drive filled with encrypted data, knowing the Hive was behind the attack, eliminating anyone who had knowledge of their operations. Back in a secure location, Mason worked to decrypt the drive while Clay analyzed what little information he had. What they found was worse than they expected. The Hive's influence reached beyond politics and intelligence agencies. They were engineering global conflicts, toppling economies, and manipulating entire nations for their own gain. At the heart of it all was Elias Voss, a billionaire philanthropist who presented himself as a savior while pulling the strings of chaos from behind the scenes. But hidden in the data was something more disturbing, a video file showing Charlotte King alive but held captive in a high-security facility near Berlin. Time was running out. Clay infiltrated the heavily guarded compound, moving through the shadows with the efficiency of a ghost. When he reached Charlotte's cell, she revealed the shocking truth. Voss wasn't acting alone. Someone close to Clay had been feeding the Hive information, protecting them from exposure. Before they could escape, the facility went into lockdown. The traitor had arrived. It was Mason. Betrayal cut deeper than any wound. Mason had been with him through wars, through blood and fire. Now he stood on the other side, leading a squad of Hive operatives to eliminate them. A brutal battle erupted in the confined space, fists and bullets tearing through the air. Clay fought with everything he had, but Mason was his equal, knowing his every move. Just when it seemed the fight would end in Mason's favor, Clay used an old beekeeper trick, disabling the enemy's weapons in an instant. Wounded and cornered, Mason smirked through the pain and delivered one final revelation. The true leader of the Hive wasn't Elias Voss. He was just a puppet. The real mastermind had yet to reveal himself. As the sound of approaching sirens filled the air, Clay knew his fight wasn't over. The war had only just begun, and this time, he wouldn't stop until every last piece of the Hive was destroyed.